You're listening to The Parallel Paths, a podcast designed to elevate your mind, body, and spirit so that you can get everything you want out of life. The only question is, are you ready?
Do you have a business or looking to start one? Establishing your online presence is key. Bluehost makes it quick and easy to get your website up and going, making it an ideal solution for beginners with its fast loading speeds and variety of features. Powering over 2 million websites, Bluehost offers a full range of hosting services, SEO, and much more, all at budget-friendly prices. Sign up today for web hosting as low as $3.95 per month. Click our link in the show notes for instant access to this incredible deal.
All right, welcome back. I am one of your co-hosts of the Parallel Paths podcast. My name is Makeda Moore.
And I am your other co-host, Blair McClendon.
And this is what we call Couch Conversations. This isn't a formal podcast episode, but it's just an opportunity that we come together and just share information on shared experiences and things like that. And today we are talking about Reiki. Blair, you want to give us a little intro to what Reiki is?
I mean, you just had the recent session. I was hoping you could give us some background.
So I did do a little bit of research before, because I've been hearing about Reiki for a while. And I did do a little bit of research before my first session, which was a few days ago. And it's basically a Japanese practice of energy healing. So I'm sure you've heard Blair and I talk about how everything is energy. Nothing is really, a solid material thing, but everything is this energy. And that's why Blair and I talk about, our eating habits and all this stuff just to raise our vibration, keep our energy high. So Reiki is a form of energy healing where they use basically there's a practitioner and they either hold their hands over you or they do it with a slight gentle touch. But what they're doing is opening up, channeling energy. And it's really the person who's receiving energy. Like if you're the client, you're the one who's receiving the energy that they're channeling. And the ultimate goal is to open up your energy centers or your chakras. So throughout life, whether it's because of what you're eating, trauma, whatever it is, you can close your energy centers. And when your energy centers, like your chakras, so like your root chakra, sacral chakra, heart, I think I skipped
solar plexus,
heart, throat, third eye, and then crown chakra. And all of them mean different things. So throughout life, different events or whatever can happen that close off these chakras. And when they're closed off, you'll have an energy imbalance, which can lead to disease, mental, physical, spiritual, things like that. So Reiki is a tool to help reopen those chakras, realign your energy, and kind of just get you back into a good feeling place. So that's from what I know about Reiki. And it's something I definitely want to learn how to do because it was pretty awesome. So Blair, I know you got yours a while ago. So you want to give your experience and then I can talk about my experience.
Yeah, I was going to say, you put it way more just prim and proper than what I would have. Because I'm somebody who is familiar with it, but I'm not overly knowledgeable about it. My dad's stepdaughter actually is certified in Reiki, so she'll tell me a couple of things here and there, and I know it's about moving energy and healing through another person's energy, like you said. But I wasn't as well versed and researched in the Japanese background, like you said. So I did a session when I lived in Seattle, and it was somewhat similar to Reiki, but I don't think it was a full Reiki session. They were using singing bowls and gongs to kind of cleanse your aura. And then, was that Reiki? I can't even remember, honestly. I was so going into meditation, it took me, when I got back, they literally told me, hey, you want to ground yourself, find a tree or something like that. And all of my I don't ever remember being that open. Every energy center, every chakra was open. And I remember going, just how I felt. I literally felt like I had this glow around me. And I can feel that energy to some extent, like when I do yoga or qigong on a daily basis. But after doing it like in that session and that environment, it's completely different type of opening and type of feeling. It's literally after going outside, I tried to find a tree, found one, like held onto it for a few minutes, like with my hand, or a few seconds with my hands, not really taking what he said serious. But then when I got in the car, I literally had to sit there for like 15 minutes before I could even drive. So it is powerful. It does work.
Did you notice any changes in the way you were thinking or operating after, like in the days to come? Or was it more like were the physical things that kind of went away?
Um, for where I was at that point, like I feel like I was trying to get mental clarity. So it did kind of clear up headspace for me. Physically, I was already okay. I had already been doing enough work the past couple of years on my body to where I was feeling pretty good. But this is more like a mental thing. So I do remember just being kind of wide open, like just clear for at least a few days. But it is one of those things where you don't always get the end goal the first time. Like it might take a few sessions before you clear everything out or before you get to really where you want to be. So it's something like anything else. It took time to build up that trauma or whatever that is that you're holding on to. And it takes time to unpack it. So with some of these sessions, it could be over with one, but sometimes it takes more.
Yeah, and I like so why people get Reiki is because they can tell like there's some type of imbalance, like I said, whether it's a physical condition you're dealing with or trauma, like like most of us have trauma. But
Everybody does.
yeah, everybody's got some type of trauma. Your trauma could have been somebody saying no to you as a child and it just really hurt you. And you kind of carried that with you and created beliefs of not being good enough or not being worthy. So that could be a trauma to you. It doesn't have to be something big and physical. But that's how you can know, like, I mean, I think Reiki can benefit everybody because we're all being inputted with so much garbage, whether it's in our media, the toxins in our environment, the foods, whatever it is. There's a lot of pollution that is blocking up our natural energy channels because we're not spending time in nature, which is what we originally were designed to do. We've come away from that. So everybody can definitely benefit from Reiki. And to speak a little bit about my experience, I knew that I needed it. For one, I'm just curious about any type of natural healing, any type of ancient healing practices. But I knew that I needed it because as healthy as I am, as somebody who works out pretty regularly, I eat primarily a plant-based diet. I drink only water. I'm listening only to, good music. I meditate daily. I was still experiencing like physical ailments, like chronic fatigue, still had a little bit of anxiety, and some other stuff that was like in chronic, neck and back pain. I was like, I know I have some stuck energy somewhere. Plus, I just knew from like my life, like I know I've had traumas that I knew could still be affecting me. So I ended up, a friend ended up referring me to this Reiki practitioner. And it was funny. So when she was walking up, she was white, and I was like, damn. And I was like, let me stop. But she was so amazing. Like she's definitely like one of my soul sisters now. But so when she came in, I gave her like a little bit. I was telling her how I recently had a concussion, and I was also dealing with like some anxiety. So she basically kind of comes in, cleanses the air, burns some sage, and she has me like lay down on a massage table. And her former Reiki, she actually did use touch, so she was like actually physically touching me, as well as just kind of using the sound bowls, things like that. And it was an extremely transformative process to where like when I got up from it, I felt like how you said lighter. I felt so much lighter. I felt open. And that I felt like that lightness was because I had released so much of those traumas and those things, that's emotional baggage that I was holding on to. I had now released it. And she was also a medium too. So I had mentioned to her that I had a part of the emotional baggage that was weighing on me was that I had lost someone that I really cared about recently. So like I'm on the table, she was like, I feel a male energy coming through, and he apologizes because, you know, he felt like what happened to him could have been prevented. And so he apologizes for that. And he was like, it was over something very petty. And I was just like, and of course that just made me break down because she was referring to what happened to Joey. And she was like, just know, like, he says he's always here with you. And, you know, now he's going to, you know, take care and protect you. And then she also like kind of felt one of my grandmothers coming through. So that was a nice relief just to hear from them. Just because I've been seeking communication with him since he was killed. And then she went on to like basically she assessed all of my chakras and told me like, okay, this is open, this is blocked, this is closed. And the reason why I was feeling so off balance was because like my crown chakra, which is like my connection to source, to my spirituality, my connection to higher power, having a sense of purpose, that one was open. But then my third eye, which is like your ability to listen to your intuition, it was blocked. Then my throat chakra was closed off, which is communicating your needs, which is definitely an issue for me. My heart chakra, which is your ability to give and receive love, it was blocked. So it was easier for me to give love than it was to receive love. My what's the solar plexus, which is like the confidence area, was open, which is a beautiful thing for me because that was something that I've been targeting for the past years, was really opening that up and regaining my confidence in myself. My sacral chakra, which is that the one that's like sexuality and creativity?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
that one was closed. And then my root chakra was also blocked. So it was like almost like every other one was like open, closed, blocked, like that. So she went through basically and kind of assessed each area, and then she worked on each area one at a time. Sometimes it was like she had me repeat certain affirmations, like, you know, I'm connected to higher source, blah, 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 just to open that up. But there was one with the confidence thing. She was like, yes, you're very confident. But then when she got to like assessing it, she was like, I feel like you've had something that has like really affected your confidence. And I was like, yes, like, you know, during childhood, you know, I was basically bullied by my sister. She didn't realize it, but, you know, she would pick on me a lot, and it really affected my confidence from a very early age, and my sense of worthiness and feeling like I was good enough. So she basically had me do like some child work, like where I went back to my little 5-year-old self, and she was like, you know, tell her everything, like hold her by her face and like tell her all this stuff. And when I got up from it, because that was really the origin of all of my life challenges, was the fact that I didn't have a sense of confidence. I didn't feel worried. I didn't feel like I was good enough as a kid. And that led to problems all throughout my life, and relationships and everything. So it was a heavy burden that I was holding. And just by doing that work, when I got up, I was just like, oh, that thing isn't there anymore. Like the fear that I used to have, the anxiety I used to carry about, you know, me being my full self in front of people, it was no longer there anymore. To where and then she did all my, you know, we went through like sexual trauma, everything. And afterwards she had sent me like an invite to like this silent disco on the beach, which I was like, oh, that's super ironic because I'm the type of person, like, no one's ever really seen me dancing, because it was like, that's like basically like one of the last steps of me freely being myself in front of everybody, was like, I was too afraid to dance. I was like, well, what if I'm not good? What if I'm imperfect? Like, I was so afraid of being imperfect in front of people that I would never dance. And that was like one thing that was bugging me, because I'm like, I've done all this work, I'm so confident, but I had this one thing that still will get in my way. And she didn't know that, but she like sent me this invite, and I was like, damn, universe, like, you really gonna make me do this. But I wasn't anxious about it. And even like driving to the event, I wasn't anxious. When I was dancing on the beach with all these people, like I wasn't anxious. And I was like, oh my God, thank God, like, this anxiety that I've carried with me all my life is gone. And it was just like the slate was wiped clean, and it was amazing.
That's dope.
Yeah, like I was just like, it's so confirming that everything truly is energy, and that you can get rid of things immediately. Even like the sexual trauma was like, she had me go back and imagine a different outcome. Imagine somebody, she was like, either imagine Jesus or a friend or whoever coming in and intervening. And even that, like, and this is why I also want to learn how to do hypnosis. It's because it really is this energy that we have stored, and these stories we have stored. And if you can just change the story, you can free yourself of that so much. But it was amazing. And like, I'm definitely a different person. Like, I'm not a different person, but I'm more of myself. I've gotten rid of some of that baggage that also felt like weighing on me. It's like gone. And I asked her, I was like, how often do you have to get this done? And she was like, listen, you just maintain, if you continue to eat. Oh, one of the things she was talking about was the food. So like the chakras are associated with different colors. And so by the colors you wear and the food you eat, you can address those chakras. So she was like, just eat certain foods for these chakras, blah, blah, blah. And as long as you keep doing your meditation and keep getting grounded and doing all this stuff, like you shouldn't have to come back again. Just don't ruin it by like doing, dumb shit. But yeah, it was amazing. So I definitely recommend everybody trying it.
Dope. You see me smiling ear to ear. I like to hear. I mean, when people take their health serious, it makes me smile. So that's dope. I genuinely enjoy feeling good. So you actually sparked a couple things about my session. It definitely was a Reiki session. And again, this was kind of random, like with yours. I got there and this was a white dude. And so I'm like, all right, let's go. And again, I laid down on a massage table, and he never touched me, but like I could feel.
I'll say this. The only reason I had that reaction with her being white was just because I truly believe in that. I showed up in this lifetime with the brown, a melanated body. So I feel like the people who can help me the most are the people who have the same ancestral ties as I do, because that does matter. So that was the only reason why I was like, oh, she's white. But at the end of the day, we're all the same, coming the same. But it can make a little bit of difference when it comes to like my ancient medicine versus their ancient medicine. That different effects. Okay.
No doubt. And I'd echo that same sentiment. Like I don't see color in that regard, but like it's certain things where I'm listening to my ancestors, point blank, period. So in this particular session, and I'm in Seattle, like it's hard to find people that look like me out there, but had the session and you could feel like the energy from his hands like above you. But like I said, I got in such a deep meditative state, like I really don't know. And I remember I felt like I was having issues with my heart chakra, that and probably trying to clear up some stuff in my solar plexus. Those two in particular. But when I left, if my crown chakra was blocked, it was wide open. We didn't really do like a full analysis. I can just kind of tell in my body how my chakras are from doing this stuff for a minute. But I mean, like Makeda said, if you consistently work on your energy, you'll become aware of when something is blocked or when something needs balancing or whatever you need to do to tune it. And like for me, I have a history of being an anxious person, so that I'm sure that was one reason why I was going. But being able to like handle anxiety with different breathing practices and stuff that I've learned just in the past few weeks has been life-changing. Like Qigong, I'll mention it again, that's Qigong. If you look up the 8 brocades, it's a few other specific methods of Qigong that you can do for anxiety, depression, for energy boosts, whatever it may be. But just the different movements that you do with your body for, like, let's say you mentioned your throat chakra and your heart chakra. Like it's one particular body movement that you do that opens up both, and you feel it like as you do it. So the stuff works. It's out there. It's just having the willingness to see what it's about.
Yeah, it's definitely about being open-minded, because this isn't the stuff we're taught. Like in the West,
Not at
we're
all.
not taught about this stuff at all. But this is the true medicine. It's like, why did we stop doing things that work to replace it with temporary band-aids like medication? And a lot of us are, using substances to get away from, because that's the thing. Like that's the reason why I started drinking, was to cope with anxiety, especially going to parties. I would have to drink so I would get so drunk that I can let my inhibitions down.
Dang, yeah, I guess that was. Huh. I
Yeah.
never even thought about it like that. But yeah, it's always like after you have a couple drinks, you feel a little bit more open, a little bit more loose or whatever. But like now, give me that water.
Right. Yeah, this is the first, like, cause before there's been like maybe like one or two other times where I like danced and like really enjoy myself in public. And I think I was like, I smoked or something before that. It's out there.
Yeah, yeah. If I smoke and catch a vibe, oh, we might get a little bit of dancing. But
Right.
like just
But I
regular,
always
like
envy people who
it
could
depends on
like,
the music for real.
yeah, and I always envy people who could do that without any substances. And I'm like, now I'm one of those people where like I can be vibing the fuck out and I don't need nothing. And it's such
Yeah,
a beautiful feeling. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. My one of my homies used to tell me, he was like, "Yo, I haven't smoked." He was like, it's just like a natural high. Like I just feel good." And I
Mm-hmm.
used to be like, "Man, I want to feel that." And then started finally feeling that. And so it's like, okay, don't have to smoke or whatever, but if you do, it's just icing on the cake. So
Mm-hmm. Right.
um
It's not a
you
necessity.
really, yeah, and like I mean, I tell people all the time with music, but like you really do dictate your own vibe. So if you want to dance, put on something that's gonna make you dance. And like I hate going to places where, hate's a strong word, but like go to spots and you vibing, you doing your own thing or whatever. It might be some BS playing in the background, but you still vibing, you keeping it to yourself, and people are wanting you to dance. I don't want to dance, and then
Right.
it's like that. It's like a magnetic force. It's like people trying to force you to do something. It's like, I'm not finna do this just to please you. Like I'm having fun.
Right.
Might not be your definition of fun, but like I'm good. So I think you got to stand on what works for you. So if you cool with dancing now, every time I see you, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah. And honestly, like my body, I felt so much looser today. I honestly thought I am a little sore because we were dancing for so long. Um, but my body felt loose in ways it's never felt before. And I was like, what the like, this is crazy. Like, so now like dance is definitely something I incorporate all the time. And it's something that I always saw myself doing. I always saw myself, because like dance is just a free expression of your body. And I know it's a little bit harder for men because like we try to like say it's more of a feminine thing to dance and move your body freely, like almost as if you were a child. But that's how I was like, let me just be a child again on this, like on the beach. We're dancing on the beach. I was like, I'm just gonna be my little child self, make up dance moves, just like
Yeah.
not care what people were thinking. And it was so freeing. So it was amazing. And I definitely plan to continue to dive deeper, because my Reiki practitioner, she also has, to connect to the shroom. So that's the next level that I'm about to explore.
Yo,
So we'll definitely do an episode
I
of
I
that.
definitely want to do some shrooms. Definitely want to. Was just listening to a lecture from KT the Arts Degree on Black Magic 363. Check out their YouTube channel for those out there. A lot of good information. It's Black Magic 363. But KT was talking about entheogens and just different types, and then that includes the mushrooms. He even talked about some cactus or cacti, different leaves, and this is stuff that just grows in nature, but expands your third eye, opens you up to a whole different dimension, basically. So I'm into all that. I'm trying to see what that life is about.
Yeah.
All this stuff that's been hidden from us, it's time to tap in.
Right. And somebody was saying something about the temperature checks. How's like
Oh,
the laser
destroying you. Don't
I have to get that every day when I go into work. I'm just
That's
like,
why your third eye is blocked. They frying your stuff. Hey, have them check your wrist,
yeah, I thought I mentioned it. The girl's like, I don't know if we could do that, but I'm gonna like advocate
man.
for it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And we can go down a rabbit hole about this, but everything about that, question everything.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That is what we got for you on Reiki. Definitely explore. We'll put some stuff in the show notes. That way you can continue to deepen your understanding of it. You know, we definitely encourage everyone to try it out. Let us know how your experience was. Either email us at theparallelpathspodcast@gmail.com or put it in the comments, share with the community. As always, peace, love, and light.
Big facts. Peace, family.
Yes.
Hey, Parallel Podcast listeners, don't forget to check out our own personal brands. If you're looking to learn more about mindfulness, mindset, and meditation, catch me live on Instagram every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or schedule a free one-on-one consult with me. All that information is in the link in my bio at Makeda Smiles. Also, if you're looking for anything health and wellness related, check out Blair's Instagram at 3 Layers of Wellness for links to his website and resources. And for all my Floridians, don't forget to check out bonafidefla.com. That's bonafidefla.com for all things Florida. You can find all of this information in the show notes as well. Now back to the show.